Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I had watched a video today where it was overall saying that I'm a evil person because of some stuff that I overall got involved in. And the thing is this. I don't look at myself as an evil person, but at the same time, I'm not looking at myself as if I'm a king or a god or I'm better than everybody around me and stuff. I guess like to those that want to have that argument where I guess they're challenging not so much as who I am, but I guess like challenging if who's better than the other. I think in situations like that, I'm always gonna come out on top because I don't go around, I guess, trying to like put myself in situations where I gotta look and see if I'm better than somebody. And I know like I made statements before where I'm like, I know I had made the one statement, I'm the hardest working YouTuber in Washington State. And at least I kept it at a minimum. Like, I ain't say I'm the hardest working YouTuber in the world. Like, I know that there are harder working people than me and stuff when it comes to anything's content creating related. There's somebody out there killing it on TikTok right now and they doing more than me. Somebody on Twitch that's doing more than me. There's probably somebody on YouTube doing more than me. So yeah, it's just something where as I get older, I'm also getting more mature with my business, the business that I'm involved in. And I just ain't got time to be out here trying to compare myself to others. And I feel like a lot of times, like, people have always tried to compare me to those that I've had issues with. And I'm like, fam, to those people, yeah, I am going to be better than you. The reason why I say that is because you're worried about me. Meanwhile, I'm worried about what could I possibly do next when it comes down to content creating. What video can I upload? What podcast episode can I record? What video game I could get into? It's like I'm not just stopping at where I'm at right now. It's like, fam, I'm trying to get into video game development. I was gonna probably end up doing that at some point in time, doing a video, putting myself more out there to do more voiceover work, but not just for video games. I'm like, fam, I'm trying to do voiceover work for if somebody got like a YouTube series that they're working on. I'm like, hey, you send me the lines, I'll do it. Video games, send me the lines, I'll do it. I don't care what the situation is. I'm like, yeah, sure. But it's like I'm not settling for less. I'm not trying to be less of who I am. And I feel like a lot of the times, like, people that have tried to compare themselves to me, let me get a little psychological on you guys real quick. The people that compare themselves to me, I feel like they're trying to look for some sort of validation where it's like, oh, I gotta be better than this guy at something, and I'm like, I'm not in that mindset. I'm like, I can care less. If you think that you're better than me with content creating or with anything, just with overall life in general, you can feel that way. But at the end of the day, you know that that's not true. That's overall you telling yourself a lie. Where it's like, if you're that caught up and worried about what I'm doing, I'm like, fam, do you think I'm having that same energy with you? I'm not. So, yeah, I was watching this video today, and it was from Just a Robot, of course. I think he's really the only... Well, no, there's other people I think that did videos saying that I'm an evil person, I'm a bad person, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's your opinion about me. I'm not going to take that away from you. The thing is this. I spent 4 years trying to convince these guys that this character that you're trying to paint out with me, that's not who I am, and they want to believe otherwise. So I'm like, all right, it got to a point where I said, I'm gonna let you guys believe that, but don't, I guess, like, try to come back to me and try to get some sort of explanation out of me and stuff. Because either, my thing is this, I know it's going to be a situation where when people, and they do crap like that, they're all like, oh, I'm gonna try to, get to understand TMossBoss and things. And I'm like, it's things like that where I think a person is just only doing it because they are trying to gain some sort of, again, validation and stuff. And I'm like, fam, I'm not that person to pass out any sort of validation to you. I'm not that person to give you the green light on, if you're better than me or not. It's like, at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. None of it absolutely matters. And that's something that a lot of people need to understand, is that you comparing yourself to somebody or somebody comparing themselves to you, none of that matters. It's like, you gotta look at it like a video game, for an example. It's like, do you think Call of Duty is trying to be the next Battlefield? Do you think PGA Tours, trying to be the next I don't know the name of the golfing game that EA got right now. But anyways, do you think Pal World is trying to be like Legend of Zelda or Pokemon? You know, although it's like it is in that way, but no, it's like everybody's just trying to be themselves. If you're that worried and caught up about somebody else, then I'm like, fam, then it might be true that person might be better than you. You know, and I know people will probably ask that question. It's like, so how can, I guess, like, overall a person be better than somebody and they're not even thinking about each other? They're not thinking about each other. So why would they be trying to be better than somebody they're not thinking about them and you're not thinking about them? So at the end of the day, it's like, why compete with a person where it's like there's not even a competition there? You know, and that's something where it's like people need to understand. It's like, about, you know, and it's an old saying, and I think a lot of people need to follow through with this saying, but yeah, just stay in your own lane. You know, it's like my thing is this: there's no reason to be going back and forth in all these different lanes when it's like you got a lane to yourself. Literally nobody else is on this lane besides you. So why are you trying to veer off into somebody else's lane? That's one thing that, you know, I never understood when it did overall come down to the like hatred towards me and stuff. I'm like, I'm just trying to, you know, just stay in my own path, stay in my own lane. I'm not worried about you guys, but y'all are so worried about me. Why? You know, and that's the funny thing about it, where it's like they always would try to flip it on me, like, oh, you're worried about us, you're worried. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I guarantee and I promise you I'm not. You know, it's like when I wake up in the morning, you guys ain't the first thought in my mind. It's like when I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna have for breakfast, you're not that, like, during that thought process, I'm not thinking about you guys. When I'm going out and I'm not like, okay, let me go get the latest sneakers that I can make a video about, I'm not thinking about you guys. Or I'm going to you know, get me a video game, I'm like, I'm not thinking about you guys. The time where, for an example, right now, even then I wouldn't even say I'm thinking about you guys. Even right now I'm not. I'm like, it's something where I'm more so doing this to motivate people and let people know that it's like, it's okay to just be in your own lane. It's okay to think about yourself. And I think that's what a lot of people need to do. Think about yourself. I'm like, you know, you might not have a whole lot to think about, but it's like, think of some things to think about, I guess, you know, because I just don't. That's something where, you know, the day I have kids, I don't want them to go out like that. I don't want them over here thinking about other people and what they got going on and all that. I'm like, no, you got your life. You're writing your story. I'm like, how does that look where it's like other people are writing the story for you? That's what I always tell people. It's like, you know, you ain't got to be like a leader, like an arrogant leader, but it's like, don't be that follower where it's just you're somebody's yes man. And I'm like, that's something where I've seen one too many times within communities, and that's something where I try to encourage my followers. I'm like, you guys know, I don't want y'all to be my yes men. I don't want you guys to, I say jump, y'all ask how high. And I'm like, no, that's not what my content creating career is. My content creating career, and it's been like this even during that 5-year period where I was really trying to find myself as a content creator, but it's always been about the entertainment. It's always been about what could I possibly do next to entertain my audience and an audience that hasn't discovered me yet. You know, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm reinventing, or like kind of just put my channels under construction, trying to reinvent them. I'm like, fam, I got a comic book channel, and I'm trying to think, like, I think, yeah, there's some comic book stores I could check out just to pick up some comics. I created a book reading channel. I'm like, I got me literally a stack of books next to me where I'm like, I plan on reading all of them from first page to last and talking about them on YouTube. Besides the content I'm already doing now, it's like I got something going for myself. I ain't got time to be sitting around thinking about other people. So I know, as much as people would like to think that, I promise you, I'm like, my thing is this. The only time where I will have to say if I am thinking about you is if I'm trying to conjure up some video or a podcast episode about you guys. But I feel like even now, I'm like, I'm really just talking off of the top of the dome. Like, I'm not really aiming anywhere with this episode, you know, but I am trying to motivate people, you know. So it's at the end of the day, it's like I really could just start talking about something else, because I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's like that's something where I feel like that my haters, they truly do believe that I need them to survive. I don't. I think it's clear as day. That's something where I'm like, I ain't gotta get into that explanation. I'm like, check my channel, check my most viewed videos. That's why I don't believe that I don't need you guys to survive. I'm doing perfectly fine with where I'm at when it comes down to content creating. But yeah, watching that video, it was an interesting video, to have somebody, I guess, talk about me in a way where they think that they know me because and it's funny because that was the main part that they kept like mentioning in the video, that they were getting on me because I was getting on a girl for putting me. So she had tweeted to YouTube, and I've mentioned this before, the girl that tweeted to YouTube talking about my videos when YouTube was talking about something tragic. And yeah, they were I guess like, yeah, the Just the Robot, he was trying to get on me for criticizing that girl over that. But I'm like, but then he turns around and criticized me. So it's things like that where I'm like, fam, your thought process, yeah, I could tell, you a couple of memory cards short and stuff up there. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it's whatever. I'm like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm just at a point in time in my life where I'm content with how people think about me and how people view me. So if you view me in a negative way, I'm like, that's on you. If you're looking to me to, I guess, try to change that, I'm not. I'm just I'm in a very careless time in my life where it's like I'm careless, but careless in the right ways. I'm not caring about things where it's like it don't matter. So I can care less if y'all don't like me. That's something where that's something where people need to understand that I grew up, and I'm still to this day, I watch wrestling. And that's something where, as a kid, I think a lot of, kids probably be thinking that, where it's like, and there's probably some kids out there, they want to be the bad wrestlers and stuff. But I feel like that there's probably a lot of kids out there. I know for me, I was like, if I ever become a wrestler, I want to be cheered for. I want people to cheer for me. But I see where it's like, as I got older and became like a more in-depth wrestling fan, you realize that even if they are booing you, fam, they're still interested in your character. Booing is just a part of the show. But I'm like, when you look at guys like Dominic Mysterio, for an example, that man gets out there and he can't even talk because he's getting booed so much. Now, I'm not trying to compare them fans to, Just the Robots fans and but overall, though, it's like, when more so the point that I was trying to make was that, them guys, when they go out there and they get booed, they don't care. They don't care at all. They go out there, they cut their promo, they say what they need to say, have their match, and they go on about their business. And guess what? It's still, at the end of the day, they are still doing their thing. They are not allowing that stuff to get in their head where it's like, oh, they're booing me. I can't be a wrestler no more. They embrace that. Fam, I'm telling you, I'm like, people, y'all need to sit down and watch some wrestling. Because I'm like, yeah, wrestling, it's really good right now. We're at a point in time where we're seeing bad John Cena's. You're seeing Cody Rhodes being the face of this of WWE, and it's like, bruh, at one point in time, this man was wrestling for AEW. It's like there had to have been like that one episode where you're sitting down thinking to yourself, man, he ain't never coming back to W. If he comes back to WWE, it's gonna be to get like inducted into the Hall of Fame or something. But yeah, he ain't never coming back to the WWE. What else you got going on? Yeah, Dominic Mysterio, where it was like this man he was in the middle of a custody battle when he was a kid. Now it's like, bruh, he is in a battle of his life with these fans, and I'm like, yeah, that's something where wrestling is mad interesting right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to be a wrestling fan right now. This is the perfect time to be a wrestling fan. But anyways, but yeah, overall, it's like that's how I kind of somewhat look at it. It's like, there's people booing me, but I'm like, hey, y'all must be entertained by my content if you sitting down watching. And that's the thing where it's like, I feel like some of them watch my videos, but then there's others where they don't watch my videos. They just kind of have an assumption about me based off of a clip that they've seen of me. And I'm like, bro, that it was funny because when I was going back watching the TMossBoss's Evil video, and there was like parts of the video where I was talking, where I said some things, and I'm like, dang, bruh, I was like, I wasn't holding back then. But I mean, it's still kind of like that now. I try not to, I guess, what is the words I'm looking for? Overall, I just don't care. It's like I try not to engage in any drama, So yeah, there's been times where people have tried to start with me and stuff, and as far as it's ever been was, you might get a little clip in my Twitch stream, but even then it's like now I have to say I'm getting a little bit more fun of the block ban and delete comments button and stuff, because yeah, I'm like, I just don't care for it no more. I'm like, I know they want me to care about it, but I don't care about it. It's like I'm not looking for any validation when it comes to me being a content creator. It's like the day I had to say I ever felt validated and stuff when it came down to content creating, when I posted my very first video. I was sad. Let me just overall talk on that real quick. That like over back in 2010 when I posted. I'm gonna talk on 2010, 2015 when I had 2010 was the year where I created my main channel, but 2015, that was the year I decided to become a full-time content creator. But I just remember when in 2010, so it was in July actually of 2010, not August, because I know my main channel, yeah, it does say I created that channel on August 3rd, but it was actually back in July of 2010 where I created a channel called TMossBoss, but I accidentally deleted the email, so I lost that account. It was like a family email, and I was like, no, I don't want that name no more for that email, so I deleted the email. Dumb mistake, but couldn't even sign into my YouTube account anymore. So yeah, the videos were just up. This was at a point in time when YouTube, they was like, after a while, if you haven't been uploading, we're just gonna delete your channel. So channel ended up getting deleted because I wasn't posting on it. But it was like, yeah, that very next month, I just ended up creating another channel and stuff. So anyways, create a channel, and then when I posted my first video, I'm trying to think, I think it was just videos of me just gaming, just playing video games and stuff. And I was satisfied with it, because that was the first few videos I had posted on the other channel. It was like just some videos of me gaming. But here's the thing, though. I'll have to say that I had probably the most humbling start when it came down to getting into content creating. When I look at how I had to record videos back then versus how I have to record videos now, bruh, it's gotten so much better over the years. But anyways, no, so this is what I would do. So I would it was like one of them like smaller type cameras, not like them big old giant photography type cameras, but like them small ones, like, maybe like a parent might have it or something, it's kind of, yeah, it's a small, like it's a camera that you can possibly put in a pocket, So anyways, I had one of those cameras. I actually, because I think I still do have that camera. I need to find that camera. But anyways, I was using that camera, and I possibly even still have the videos on there recording and stuff. If I charge that camera up or put some batteries in it, I don't know, it might not even work anymore. But anyways, regardless of the fact, but I had to use that to record gaming videos. It ain't like how it is today, where it's like, yeah, I have Streamlabs and OBS to record gaming videos. I have a capture card to record gaming videos off of my consoles. I didn't have any of that back then. I didn't even know what a capture card was. So it was like, yeah, I just remember where somebody was, I think they commented and said that I should use it. I'm like, bro, I don't know what a capture card is. Like, I just started doing these videos and things. But anyways, then 2015, then that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna just really sit down and just grind with this content creating stuff. So yeah, and I was like, and again, I didn't have the best of the best gear, like compared to how I have like stuff now. And I'm like, fam, I can go out and get me some new gear if I want to, because I'm doing that good when it comes down to my content creating career. So I look at it as like, my thing is this. I don't need nobody to validate my content creating career. Me being at 100,000 subscribers and across my, just on my main channel alone, over 100,000 subscribers and over 100 million total views. I don't need no validations from no hater that already got it made up in their mind that they don't like me. So I think that's what people, it's like, that's something that you need to run with. That's something that you need to understand. If a person ain't gonna rock with whatever it is that you got going on, what's the point of getting a validation with them or from them? What's the point of trying to get their approval if they're not even going to approve you in the first place? They already got their mind made up. It's like, no, I'm just going to hate on this guy. I ain't got... And the funny thing is like, the reason why I'll have to say, like, a person, it's not in that person's place to try to seek validation from a hater, because I remember at one point in time, I was a hater. I'm telling you, like, it was just like, it was on some old dumb stuff too. But anyways, so I've mentioned this, the YouTuber Ray William Johnson, hating on him for no reason at all. Just was randomly hating on his videos funny thing was, I was actually a fan of his content. I sat down, I watched his videos. I'm telling you, there was nights where I would just plug up, or no, I would turn on my Xbox, be in a party chat with my friends. We all just be off up in the middle of the night playing our each individual games. I would purposely play a game where I could just sit there and not do nothing, like Midnight Club, for an example, and would just be sit down watching Ray William Johnson videos. Like, I remember there was one night where I was like, fam, I was cracking up laughing so hard, because that was when I very first came across the YouTuber, and may he rest in peace, Angry Grandpa, where it was that pecan like swirls or twirls or something like that. And so I discovered him through Ray William Johnson's video. And then, yeah, when I seen that pecan twirls, it was swirls, wherever it was, but man, when I seen that video, I was in tears laughing. And that's the thing where I'm like, watching a Ray William Johnson video, and I'm like, and I discovered one of my favorite YouTubers. So yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, Ray William Johnson. And it was crazy because it was like, it wasn't like me and him had a conversation. He had to explain to me what his videos were about, or no, I just realized that it was dumb to even hate on this man in the first place. Plus, I kind of started getting into it with his fans a little bit, but I overall realized that it was dumb, and I'm like, yeah, there ain't no point of hating on his videos. Ended up watching a few of his videos, and I was a fan. I was actually upset to see him leave Equals 3, So yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, let me just check real quick, because I'm like, bruh, he brings that series. If he ever does decide to bring that series back, I'm like, bruh, I'm all for it. I am all for it. But anyways, then let me equal 3. Let's just. Yeah, bro, he ain't brought them videos back. It's like, there's like, he had like some guest stars and stuff, but yeah, I was like, dang, bro. Yeah, Ray William Johnson, I'm like, yeah, y'all, that's a YouTuber that you guys need to look up. He still uploads videos. He's still doing his thing. It's just, not the equal 3 videos anymore. I'm like, dang, bro. That used to be the content back in the day, but at least the content that I was watching growing up. So, but anyways, yeah, overall, I don't view myself as an evil person. I don't view myself as a bad person. But at the same time, I don't view myself as a perfect person. I try to be a good person. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I just guess like on how life unravels itself. However it goes, So I am going to have my moments where I do good things. I am going to have my moments where I do bad things. I'm going to have my moments where I'm petty. And, it's something where I'm like, and that's the thing with my life, I would have to say, like, I don't really have that many regrets. I don't. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, whatever I did. It's something that I've learned from, and if it is something that's bad, I'm like, okay, I learned not to do that, especially if it's like things like when I was a kid or something, and if I'm like overly messing with somebody, I know people's boundaries. I know to respect people. I know, so I guess I ain't gotta worry about no stuff like that, like disrespecting the person. I mean, unless like it's one of those things where it's like, if I feel disrespected, then yes, I am gonna disrespect a person back. Now, if I say something that gets this person to a point where they crying, crashing out, losing their mind, it's stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna have no regrets. I'm like, it's something where I'm like, yep, I'm like, call me Frank Sinatra, because I'm gonna do things my way. Like, it's really one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I don't care about if a person feels a certain way about my content or about whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm like, that's on you, bruh. So it's something where I'm like, all the videos that I've uploaded, I'll have to say, if it's been embarrassing videos, it's just like that embarrassing regret. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't regret any of the videos I've ever did on YouTube. So it's like, I did all that stuff for a reason. So it is like, that's how I look at it. But anyways, with that being said, but yeah, I don't look at myself as an evil person. I don't look at myself as a bad person. But yeah, at the same time, I'm not perfect. I have my moments where I'm trying to at least be a good person. But yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm gonna wait for a much more higher power that I worship, that to judge me on Judgment Day. But it's like, yeah, I'm not worried about some random YouTubers that's been hiding behind a character for 10 plus years or something judging me, or any of his fans judging me. It's something where I'm like, the day I worry about you guys judging me, I would like to think that there are people that are paying attention and they're checking in on me to see how things is going. But yeah, other than that, I'm like, fam, I could care less how they feel about me. So Anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.